hope y'all are feeling just as amazing as I'm feeling right now. Just for no reason at all other than to be alive today. So I'm excited to be here with y'all tonight. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Oh my goodness. Sometimes y'all, it's just good to just vibe off of your own vibration. Okay? Sometimes you can't wait for, somebody else to give you the okay to celebrate. You know what I mean? We don't have to always wait for an occasion to celebrate. We can just celebrate because life is good, right? So welcome to the Wifey Rehab. Are a married woman? Go ahead and drop how long you've been married into the chat box. If you're single or wifey in training, you can drop hashtag wifey in training. I don't own the rights to this music, but I just felt like setting the vibe in here tonight just because I like energy and I'm feeling amazing, like what Anthony Hamilton is saying. So if you don't know what the Wifey Rehab is and who I am, I'm Neka Arnold-Scott. I've been empowering girls and women, I think about going on 10 years now, something like that. So the Wifey Rehab is my vision to empower wives and those that desire to be wives, and fostering candid conversations, because a lot of times we get a lot of fluff when we're talking about relationships, when we're talking about love and marriage and sex and all of that stuff. We don't get the real deal. So I got tired of getting watered down versions of what a marriage is, what it's supposed to be, how do you rebuild that thing after some stuff has happened. So I was like, man, bump that. I'm tired of looking for this and I'm not finding something that serves me. And something that I found was doggone authentic. Like everybody out here being fake about marriage. Everybody out here just giving some bull crap. So I was like, man, listen, let me be to other wives and women what I needed, when I was going through in my marriage. So if that's you, welcome to the Wifey Rehab. You guys, I just really want to have a candid conversation. I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of women, a lot of, women that are married and women that, are not married. I know a married couple right now that's been married for, I know, over 10 years, right? And they don't sleep in the same room. Like, they don't even sleep in the same bed. Like I'm just trying to figure out how that happens. And for me, I was just like, man, wow, people are really staying in marriages that are unhappy and unhealthy. Now, the only thing that I believe that, is a complete deal breaker is if this dude is violent. Okay. If there's any type of abuse going on, listen, we don't do that. We don't condone that. However, if there's none of that going on, sis, and you just mad or you just proud or you just in your feelings and you don't want to be the one that apologizes, you don't want to be the one that says, you know what, let's fix this thing, shame on you. We blame the men for a lot, right? We blame them. Oh, well, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. I told him about this, I told him about that. And some stuff we don't even tell our husbands. Sometimes we don't even give these jokers, the benefit of the doubt, or we just think that they're mind readers. So I say that if things like that are going on, sis, it's time for you to take control of your marriage. It's not okay for you to continue to sleep in another room and you're married. I just believe that's how infidelity comes in, whether it's emotional infidelity, whether it is sexual infidelity, you know what I'm saying? So I just believe that it's time for us to start having conversations. Too many people out here living fake lives and it's not okay, right? So what do you do? How do you start to bridge that gap, right? You've been sleeping and trust me, I've done that. I've gotten mad at my husband and I went and crawled into bed with my daughter. Honestly, I've done that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, oh, child, how you do that? Girl, bye. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm mad at you, I want you to know I'm mad at you. I want you to feel I'm mad at you. Ain't no sex going on. Ain't no nothing going on. You better not put your pinky toe on me or none of that. Okay, that's just how extreme Neka takes it. Like, Joker, don't touch me. Like, I'm going in a whole nother room so you don't accidentally brush up against my booty. Like, we're not doing that, right? So I get it, and I understand how you could be so upset or what have you. Now, boo, when it's a week that has turned into a month, that has turned into a year, that has turned into 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and you're still sleeping in the same room, like, it comes a point in time where you have to look at you. Like, you have to look at you and say, okay, how can I take control of what's going on in my marriage, and turn this thing around? Because for me personally, I believe that a lot of women are very selfish and they don't want to be the ones to admit that they were wrong. They don't want to be the first to say, I'm sorry. Like, I think it was a song, I don't want to be the first to say goodbye or whatever. But I think that we don't want to be the first ones to say, I'm sorry, because it makes us sound weak. It makes us sound like, something was our fault. Just because you apologize doesn't mean that you're saying, oh, it was my fault or whatever. Now, if it was your fault, say it was your fault, sis. Just keep it 100 if it was your fault. But I'm just saying, baby, you know what? I'm sorry that this has, gone on this long, right? I was upset because you said X, Y, and Z. And 10 times out of 10, he won't remember. That's what he said, okay? The second thing is, he has no idea that what he said wounded you so much. But you're thinking and feeling like, oh, well, he knows what he said. No one knows how something affects you but you. You know what I'm saying? So we allow these walls to be built between our husbands and us. Like, I can't understand. And I know for me, it was just because I was being stubborn. I didn't want to admit that I was wrong. I wanted him to know that I was mad, and I withheld sex from him as a punishment. Like, I did. Like, yo, can I be serious? You know what I'm saying? But what I realized is that created a bigger barrier between us. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, and I was dead dog wrong. Like, my attitude was wrong. The way I said it was wrong. What I did after that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Your girl was just wrong all around, But what I've learned is that I have to take some responsibility in my marriage. I have to take some control, in my marriage, and not just think that my husband is going to fix it. My husband should be the one changing. My husband should be the one bending. My husband should be the one compromising. Well, hell, if that was you, you would get tired too. You would get tired of compromising. You would get tired of always bending. You know what I'm saying? I just think that marriage should be 100-100. Like, don't give me 50% of nothing. You know what I'm saying? My phone, it has a 50% battery, and I'm getting nervous. Like, oh my God, my phone is going to die. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, your phone is on 50%. Like, yeah, that's half dead. Or you can look at it as half alive. No, sis, my phone is half dead, okay? Because with the iPhone, it can go from 50 to 13% just like that. I'm just saying. I know my phone does. Maybe I need a new phone to upgrade or whatever. I don't know. But there should not be that much time and that much of a wedge between you and your husband. And, and this is the thing, y'all. This is the thing. And then when he creeps out, or when she creeps out, whoever, now you mad. But you sleeping in a whole nother room from this guy. If y'all not sleeping in the same room, y'all are clearly not communicating and not communicating effectively. Y'all are not working towards a healthy resolve in your marriage. So that lets me know even more that, okay, if something does happen, then sis, you got to take responsibility. Now, I'm not talking about those, because some people are just, out there. Some people are just wild. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about specific instances where a husband and a wife are fighting about whatever, and someone goes to another room to cool off, maybe to sleep for a night or whatever. But baby, when a week or 2 days or what have you turns into years, then we have a problem. But these are the same sisters that be like, girl, it ain't no good men out here. Girl, all these dogs, dogs, my husband don't even sleep in the same room with me. Well, why? Why? Like, what's really going on? And it's time for us to take responsibility for that. Like, sis, okay, well, what can you do to change it? Because we're always looking at them to change. Like, this was me talking to my husband. You need to, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Never looking at me, And I was just like, man, I don't think that I could not sleep in the same room, have any type of intimate connection, any type of exchange of energy with my husband for weeks and months. You know what I'm saying? I believe that marriage takes two people. It takes two determined people. And sometimes it may take one person that's willing to bend a little more than the other. But that's compromise. That's marriage. Like, stop looking at these people thinking that just because they post all of these great pictures, they going on all these great vacations, and he buying her this and she buying him that their marriage is healthy. Because at the end of the day, they can go right back home to separate rooms. I'm just saying, I've seen it. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's real. It's like, you fake. But as soon as somebody starts talking about marriage, you got all this negative stuff to say. But are you working though? Like, for me, man, I work for what I have now. I work for the type of relationship that my husband and I have now. And I still work. Like, does he piss me off? On a regular. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to pop off? Yes. On a regular. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from College Park and that's what I do. Like, I can get with you. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, But I choose not to. And that's the thing. I was having a conversation with some ladies and they was like, well, Neka, that's not being submissive. A lot of women are just strong black women. Like me, I'm a strong black woman. And I had to look her right in the face and I said this. Well, sis, strength is knowing that you can destroy something but choosing not to. That's strength. Strength isn't saying, oh, well, I'm a grown ass woman. I can da-da-da-da-da-da and you doing whatever you want to do and that's not strength. You know what I'm saying? Strength is for me to know that I am a grown-ass woman and I do make my own decisions. However, I respect my dude enough to take my plans to him, enough to run it by him. Babe, what you think? How you feel about that? It's good, da-da-da-da. Because I want to keep the peace. You see what I'm saying? So that's what real strength is. Strength isn't just saying that, oh, I'm a strong black woman. Y'all know how we are. I was raised by a single mom. Me too. However, you know what I'm saying? I want my marriage to be a happy place for myself and for my husband, right? So we ain't sleeping in no separate rooms. Like, that's ludicrous to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that sex heals. Like, I just think that, sex brings you together. It's intimate. You know what I'm saying? It's healing for both of you. And not even just always sex, but just the intimacy, that energy that you exchange with your husband, that pillow talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that is important and it's healing. I'm not saying that, sex in marriage is everything, but it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. And it's important. And it should be important to both parties, So if you're not sleeping in the same room with your guy, like, how long do you think that things will be okay before he decides, all right, I'm gonna head out? You know what I'm saying? Or you be like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Because it happens. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to encourage you to, be open and, communicate with your husband, like, especially if something's going on, if something's bothering you, or, you're feeling like there's too much distance between you guys. Don't be afraid to be the first to say, I'm sorry. I had to learn that. I had to eat humble pie a lot, but I learned that in the midst of that, it showed my husband that I was okay with accepting responsibility in our marriage. That he wasn't the only one that was held to some standard, that I was willing to hold myself or to rise up to the standard in which I held him. So it's an exchange, you guys. Marriage is 100-100. You know what I'm saying? You want him to be 100 with you, you got to be 100 with him. You know what I'm saying? You want him to give of himself 100%. You have to be willing to give of yourself 100% too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants half of anything, So I just want to encourage y'all. If that's you, like if you and your guy sleeping in different rooms, like sis, go ahead and crawl up in that bed tonight and say, hey, let's have a conversation. This has gone on too long. How can we fix this? What do you need from me? And you tell him what you need from him as well. Like, let's make this thing work. Ain't nothing out here from what I hear. Like, I got some single friends that's like, babe, ain't nothing out here, okay? So love the one you with, all right? That's it for tonight, y'all. Thank y'all so much for the love.